Hey men's room, Beck here. So, I don't know what is going on with my computer, why it won't be friends with me. It did the same as it did last time, it deleted my entire thing, so I need to redo it. What the hell? Anyways, in a good mood today, so it doesn't matter. And I like looking at myself. Okay, um, this week's topic, and I know I'm late, it's week 32 and it's hospital slash traveling. Two very different things, but we're doing a collaborate week with two different subjects. My last video was 15 minutes long, so I guess I'm gonna try to hurry a little bit more up with this because I don't know how to edit it, and I really need to know. Some vloggers who are like really cool and have done this for a long time and who has a Mac computer can maybe teach me. I'm willing to learn. Okay, babbling. Sorry. Hospitals and traveling. I'm gonna start with hospitals. I had this really fucked up experience with hospital, with like being transgender and going to hospital. Um, I think it's really important to be safe around sex, and therefore, because I'm also, well, I think everybody should do it. Actually, I think it's a good idea to do it, to always be sure that you don't have an STD, because you never know what your partner been up to. Like, even though you trust each other, there's always a possibility, you know. Anyways, that's a different subject. So, I'm also really slutty, so therefore I have to go and get checked now and again for STDs. So, mostly I like every 6 months I'm going to get a checkup, and it's always like a little bit annoying, but it's not like a big deal for me, and it didn't used to be. Of course, like after being like realizing myself I was trans, there has been like more like an issue with showing my lower area and get like checked in the lower area by strangers. mm. So I went there and I changed my name since last time I was there, and the doctor looked at me and he was like, "So, you changed your name?" I was like, "Yeah, I changed my name. So um, did you also had like a sex change?" It's like, if you talk about the operation, no, I didn't have the operation. And he said, "Oh, okay, I just needed to ask." And I was like, "Yeah, of course you needed to ask because you're my gynecologist, so you needed to ask. That makes sense, right? Not a big deal for me." And he asked me all these questions about who I have sex with, and they always do that, right? So I have to answer all these questions, and people in there always think I'm a big freak because I'm just like, and they're asking me like, "How many different people did you have sex with the last half year?" I'm like, wait, counting in my head, right? So I answer all these questions, and they already like, who is this person? Kind of like, they don't really get me. So, he said to me like, "So now it's time for your checkup. So pull down your pants." And I was like, "Okay." Strange, because I need to go like behind this curtain and take off my pants and go out and go like put myself up on these, like, I don't know what it's called, like hospital beds. Um, and yeah, so it's like, okay, new procedure. Taking down my pants, and he was just like looking really close at my lower area, like. Looked up at me and said, "Oh, I thought you had a dick." You what? Like, how stupid can you be? Seriously, we've already been over this subject. Like, we've been on this subject. I didn't have a sex change. It's like, oh, okay. Um, and he said, "So, pull up your pants." I'm like, okay. I pulled up my pants, and he said, Go behind the curtain, take off your pants, and come out again. Okay. So, and by this time I was just like totally paralyzed. I didn't know what to do. I was like, oh, really? So I went down back behind the curtain, took off my pants, and came out again. And he did the checkup, and it was really horrible, of course, because like it has been, it was like so strange for me, right? I didn't know what he thought. Like, it doesn't make sense to me either way. Like, maybe he thought I was an M2F. Maybe. I don't know. It's strange because, like, in his mind, I think M2Fs are really feminine, right? Or just presenting feminine, right? And I have short hair and walking in, like, quite masculine clothes at the time and stuff like that. So, anyways, after that experience, I will most definitely say that it's really important for me to be really accurate about what I tell them. Like, say, like, hey, I'm an F2M. I had this surgery. I didn't have this surgery. I'm not on testosterone. I want this. Like, I want you to check this for me, and I have this kind of sex, and like, even though that's like really crossing boundaries for me, it's better than that. So, yeah. The entire thing about like going to a hospital without being like awake yourself, if you're unconscious and you're on testosterone and they don't know that and stuff like that. I need to think about that because I never thought about that because I'm not testosterone. I've never been in the hospital, beside from when I had my top surgery. So, and yeah, they treated me differently there, right? But that was kind of the meaning. Traveling. Have you had any trouble